Here's a recipe for a beef stew that really tastes good, we think, and that you can cook in the crock pot. Because it sure is nice to come home from work and find that dinner has already been made. So the ingredients we need is about 1 pound of beef stew meat, and this was frozen, we defrosted it, and a package of frozen stew vegetables. Your local grocery store probably would have a similar package. We've gotten these at Albertsons and H-E-B. 1 can of stewed tomatoes, and then also beef bouillon powder. And so we'll start by putting the meat and the vegetables into the crock pot. Now this admittedly is not a vintage cooking appliance. There's very few things around here that are modern day equipment, but these were Christmas gifts to Organist 1982 and I, so it is a brand new unit. But it seems to work okay. So first of all, we'll put these ingredients in the crock pot. Now the stew meat and vegetables are in there. I'm going to add 1 can of stewed tomatoes, 14.5 ounces. This actually is a brand new can opener, but this was the top of the line model they had. I actually got this before I really had come across many vintage kitchen appliances. But the sound is just like the old General Electric ones. So now I'll put that can of stewed tomatoes in, put the juice in and all into the crock pot. Now we're going to take a coffee cup and fill it up with water and dissolve in it a tablespoon of bouillon powder. We're using Knorr brand beef flavored bouillon. I like powdered bouillon better than bouillon cubes because sometimes the cubes don't dissolve quite as well. If you like the taste of your tap water, you can just get hot water from the tap, but here we'll go ahead and use bottled water and heat it in the microwave for 2 minutes. We're now going to add a tablespoon of bouillon to the heated water. I'm going to stir this and then just pour it into the crock pot. Now to finish, you'll just fill the crock pot up with more bottled water. We do have city water here, so that the water now at least doesn't have sand in it, but still I don't really like the taste of it, even though it is potable. So for the best taste, I'm going to pour in some bottled water. Now I have the crock pot filled up with water up to the rim, and I've got it set on high. I don't like to add any other seasonings now. We just add seasonings to the individual bowls as they're being eaten. Salt and pepper seems to be the best, and that way you don't end up killing it with too much salt or something. You don't end up ruining the whole batch. I guess if by experimentation, if you find a certain amount you like, you can just add it. But we prefer just to add seasonings as it's being served. So now it's 10 till 10 p.m. We'll come back tomorrow morning and see how it looks. And it will be edible tomorrow morning. And we'll just put it on keep warm then until it's time for supper. And we've even left it on keep warm for several days, and it stays really good and fresh until it's all eaten. So I'm going to come back tomorrow morning and then see what it looks like. It's now 6:30 a.m. the next day after having started the stew. And here's the results. The beef is cooked. Everything should be tender now. Just to demonstrate a little bit of it in the bowl here, I'm going to turn this to keep warm, and it'll be just right by supper time tonight. And here's what the beef stew looks like when it's done. So I think I have a little of this for breakfast this morning, and some more for supper tonight. It's a real easy recipe and comes out good.